Hello, everyone. Welcome to Leoguidance time if this is your first time, and welcome back if you are a returning subscriber. It's so lovely to have you here. So, today's reading is going to be a pick a card and pick a deck reading, and my whole intention is basically to bring up the messages to hype you up. And the Spirit was giving the messages in a way that these are going to be the messages to help you to step into your authentic self and authentic power unapologetically and bring you that utmost of confidence and basically help you to see yourself through the eyes of the spirit. So, a little bit more objectively in that sense. So, these are going to be all the groups in here, and I'll be using all the cards in here. And let me introduce you to the groups. The group number one is going to be represented by the Moonology Oracle cards. The group number two is going to be represented by the Work Your Light Oracle cards. And group number three is going to be with the Mermaid Tarot that I haven't used for a long while. So do whatever way is suiting you the best to do your selection for the piles. You're going to find the timestamps in the description box below. And I'm going to see in your pile. I'm so excited for this. Hello, group number one. Welcome to your reading. If you have chosen the Monology Oracle cards, then this is going to be your reading. And I have been like getting actually a lot of messages. Let me try to remember them all. So you are extremely, like actually, and extremely very tapped into the spirit, whether you want to acknowledge it or know it or not. Because spirit is saying like it just showed me kind of like end of the road. They keep saying end of the road, end of the road, and you might be finding yourself at a position right now in your life that you need to make a decision. Like it's like you have two options and you're a little bit indecisive about which one to choose from. But there's no right or wrong answers in here. There's only about your needs, and the spirit wants you to think about yourself at first rather than any other person. And maybe some people pleasing tendencies in here, take it if it resonates, but I was. I forgot there was a constantly repeated message before this. It was about, it was something around use your own words, use your own power, like be sure of yourself. Because I feel like you guys have been dimming your own light a lot. You have been isolating yourselves a lot, like keeping yourselves actually small. Like whether you want to hear this or not, but you are an extremely bright light, and you have been acting like you were not. You have been acting like all the other people around you were actually better or bigger than you in many, not some aspects, in like many aspects. Maybe like this is how you grew up, and this is how it has been like ingrained in you all along your life, all throughout your lives, but that cannot be any further away from the truth. Like literally people, like they sense the greatness of the energies that they cannot reach and they are not ready to reach. So instead of trying to come up to your level, the easiest way for them to feel themselves safe back again in your presence is to just dim you, like drag you down. This has been what has been happening all throughout your life. It's not you. Like I don't want to just put blame into anyone, but literally it's not you, it's them. It's not you, it's them. And then there's a lot of like a repetition things. I believe that uh, you might be quite stubborn, but your spirit team is more stubborn than you. They are never ever going to stop protecting you, even from your own self, if that makes sense. So I'll just put these ones on the side, and I will just like basically ask spirit, I'm sorry I can't even talk, ask spirit to guide me to enhance those messages I might have even forgotten that they were giving me during your meditation. And you are an amazing channel for the spirit. I do not know in which way you basically channel through spirit, but it seems like it's heavily through your throat chakra. You need to speak up. You need to speak up. You need to share your voice, share your stories if you haven't already done it yet. I believe that you haven't at the big part, but because like you have been like keeping yourself so small. I'm sorry if that's something you might not want to hear, but like your spirit guides, I feel like they're just coming along right now, like, oh yes, let's just talk because she or he haven't been listening. So now we have an opportunity. Hopefully now like they can listen because they have been trying to communicate with you like, oh my god, like by all means possible. And I feel like you have been ignoring it. By all means possible. Okay, let me get into your reading. Like, group number one's a spirit, guys, beautiful souls. Can you please remind them how amazing of the souls they are? Like, what are the messages you want to bring them to hype them up? Let's hype the group number one up, please, spirit guys, so that they can actually realign back with their divine purpose. And these are kind of like not me that is speaking literally. I wasn't just expecting it. Like, it's just like comes through from your spirit guides. And when you start speaking through, you also channel spirit. You just need to like let your mind go off a little bit. So spirit, let's hype group number one. Let's hype the group number one. It's like where to start. They're like where to start. Eight of Wands, you are a fighter. Group number one, you are a fighter. Like, by all means, with all of your heart. I don't know if you guys are using a lot of by all means, or you know someone who's just quite close to you, you love them, and use that phrase a lot. But I don't use that phrase. I assure you I don't, so it comes a lot. But Eight of Wands, okay, first of all, you are a very fast learner. You're a quick learner, and there is basically nothing in this world that you cannot achieve unless you put your mind into and you believe yourself. You are quite multi-talented in here, but like when you're multi-talented and then you put your mind into something, you can just actually laser focus on that one specific thing that you want to achieve. It doesn't matter whether the world is like burning down, you are going to get what you want. And if you got what you wanted and the world just like crumbled down, it doesn't matter. You're going to create another world. So if your environment is not supporting you, if you outgrown your environment, you're always going to like make yourself comfortable by doing the things that you love, by being in more of the energies that you know that resonates with you. You are not afraid of leaving things behind just because they are not serving you. The fact is that you've done this a lot, and it nearly brought up to a point that you're extremely self-sufficient, that you do not want anyone. Like, more than not needing anyone, you do not want anyone. And actually, this is where the spirit comes to just tell you that we want to bring souls into your life, because you're not meant to go through your journey all alone. You are not meant to go through your journey alone. Yes, I'm sorry. I'm hearing body dysmorphia. So you might have grew up in environments that weren't actually supporting you with all of your uniqueness. You might haven't actually put down a lot, even because of your body image. If your hair was different, if your like body shape was a little bit different than all these other people, you might have actually grown up like quite self-conscious around it, and quite like insecure around it. And now you start seeing that all these aspects of you that people keep putting you down are actually the aspects that many people admire. So you're like, what's happening? Okay. And you're coming out of your shell, because for the first time I am interpreting this card, and I have these decks actually for years. I am interpreting this card as like, can you see like how close she is onto the surface? You are coming out. You are coming out from this shell of yours. You might have heard quite harsh things from people, and I'm just seeing and I'm feeling that they made you even stronger. And some people might not actually bear that as well. Like, your jewelries, however you're wearing them, like, they do not have to be like, you know, extremely expensive, etc. However you are wearing your jewelries, they look so good on your skin. So there's something about your skin and how you present yourself, what you wear, what you do, like, you know, how you move through the world. It's so like effortless, and it's just so beautiful. Like, people just want to admire. We have Six of Wands in reverse and this Eight of Wands. Let me get one more card in here. So, what I'm hearing is that all through your life you felt like you had to overachieve in order to feel loved or in order to be seen at all. Like it was nearly like an energy that if you're not doing anything for anyone, oof, we got Tower. If you're not doing anything for anyone, then you do not have a purpose, you know? Like you always had to be there for everyone and you never expected anyone for to be there for you because again, like there's this people pleasing energy. Like you did not receive the love, that unconditional love, in a way that the child needed to receive. So you keep just like finding yourself those kind of like a healing fantasies that okay, so I needed love basically as who I was. Like I was just playing, let's say, in my room, like I don't know, with my tracks, with my Barbies, like very traditional sense, or with my toys, puzzles, whatever is that. I was just playing with them. And I just wanted to have love from my, caregivers, my mom, my dad, whoever they were there. But they seemed to be not like seeing me as who I was. And they always wanted me to be maybe even there for them or wanted to do something or achieve something in order to see me or in order to just tell me something good or nice or they are proud of me or they love me. Like I always had to do something. Like only me being me and still and doing the things I love, even if, especially when it did not produce anything, when I did not achieve anything, but I just did the things for the sake of feeling good, I got no recognition. So, what I learned as my healing fantasy, I'm saying fantasy because it's not true, is I always have to achieve things and do things to recognize, to earn that love. And since like I did that and I keep seeing that, yeah, when I'm an overachiever, when I'm like super successful and I find myself in competition with other people and when I overdone them, then basically I recognize some kind of like a love, something around love. Like people said good things at least about me, so I felt kind of good. Then let me keep doing that. But then it puts you at a pattern that you always want to and keep doing things in order to receive something back. And that something is so little. Like what you give is here and what you get is here. Like, can you see the imbalance in between, the big gap? So that is what Spirit is highlighting. Like you might have been surrounded yourself with all types of people who did not understand who you are and who did not have any intention of understanding who you are, again, because it would have disrupted their peace. It would have disrupted their own cocoon. Now, can you see the people at the background? They're there for the show. They're just amazed and they're not planning to do anything more, they're not planning to take you out on a dinner after the show, after a beautiful show that you entertain them. They're not out there to like think about, I don't know, like, oh, like that was an amazing show, how can we basically show him or her that we appreciated them, that it's not for it. Like they're there just to enjoy the show and then leave, if that makes sense. And we have the Tower. Like, they're telling me that you keep building yourself one home after another, one home after another. And you haven't yet found anything so stable for yourself. Because, like, first of all, you had to rediscover your identity again and again and again. And it literally translates into personal growth. You are ever growing, you're never ever going to stop growing. Like, it's kind of like being addicted to personal growth in a most beautiful sense. But you've done this a lot, especially being through that dark night of the souls, like recognizing your own wounds and own triggers, own aspects that own kind of like a pattern from the childhood that wasn't so pretty to look at, and it made you cry at night and it made you felt alone. So you learned actually to be extremely self-sufficient because you learn that the people are not trustable. You can only trust yourself. And you basically keep building like a new home after and after again. It doesn't mean that like you actually had to like move from one home to another quite much. You might have been traveling a lot. Maybe your like a family has been relocating or traveling a lot. I'm sorry, I feel like I have to drink a lot of water. But you have been doing that because you had this like an inner compass that you know what environments and what is not serving you. So it's like inner compass, like a little like a alarm that goes on, that you start feeling very much at unease in your life, and you're like, I need to change something, I need to change something, I can stay here, especially with like the sun card in reverse here. I feel like spirit never gave you the very clear answers. Like if you're a quite spiritual person, basically connecting with the spirit for yourself as well, like when you're reading cards or you're reading energy, you get messages by yourself, or I'm just even hearing that you might have some, let's say, supernatural or not so natural like things happening around your house in your vicinity, and you might actually get quite normalized towards them. But spirit never actually, if you were trying to get answers from them directly, they never gave you the answers directly because they know that you can get them, but they actually wanted you to discover your own answers by yourself. They wanted you to discover yourself because then this is how you learn. And they're now telling me that you needed to learn it from the harder way compared to the other people because you're going to reap the rewards of it. Can you tell us, Spirit, why group number one needed to learn all these things by themselves? What are they going to use it for? That connects to your life purpose. Why group number one needed to learn these things from a harder way? It's a Queen of Pentacles in reverse. What are they going to use it for? Wheel of Fortune in reverse, and we have two cards. Okay, Empress in reverse and the Queen of Swords in reverse, and we have King of Pentacles in reverse as a match to the Queen of Pentacles in here. Okay, so I am hearing you have been through many less than perfect relationships in your life. Maybe you had to fall through with multiple different people in your life. Maybe you mistaken many people in your life as like, oh, this is my soulmate. Or if you're given a credit for the title of the twin flames, oh, this is my twin flame. So you might try to actually, let's say, justify many toxic behaviors and patterns for the sake of any kind of like a title. But you learn from a longer way. It's just like restore your energy back to yourself and keep recentering yourself. Why Queen of Pentacles is in reverse, Spirit, here? You might have quite like dominant tattoos as well on your arms, especially. Justice in reverse. Okay, so one thing is that all of the hardships that you've gone through, especially when it comes to relationships, it's not only romantic relationships, it's friendships, the family, and everything. Like, why you've gone through that is that you needed to learn how to set your own boundaries. Especially with the Justice in reverse, you needed to learn how to set boundaries without actually getting clarity. Because now, getting clarity from someone, for example, they come and directly tell you that, yeah, my intentions are this. I have no intention of basically making you feel good or giving you anything back. So if you want me, I'm going to stay in your life and I'm going to keep taking back away from you and give nothing. But if you don't want this, so then by all means, like, we can separate our ways. So that will be a very clear indication of you, basically, of, okay, that person's maybe not going to change. So maybe I should leave. So there might be even like still some resistance left. Or if that person directly decides that, okay, I'm going to be out of your life, and that would actually like take an opportunity away from you to set a boundary and learn from that. So if you had many people in your life that they did not leave like for a long while, you always had to learn to set boundaries to get them out of your life. Or if they eventually left but it took a long while and all of your precious energy and everything because you couldn't set those boundaries at an earlier time. So that was all for it. Like for you to recognize, I'm sorry, for you to recognize where your own power lies, for you to actually trust in yourself, your abilities, that your decision making abilities are just so on point. You just have to trust yourself. Like if there are fears around there that's stopping you to leave those people behind and move on, what are those fears? What are you afraid of? What kind of like earlier childhood patterns that actually keep repeating in your adulthood life that you can actually leave them back so that you can gain your own power, you can create your own basically freedom. One thing is that you had to go through all these experiences because you had a lot of past life karmic connections, soul contracts that you needed to break away at this lifetime. You agreed to do that, but you're stronger because all of that. We have Wheel of Fortune in reverse. So many things like you are an extremely I don't want to say exactly stubborn, but I resonate with that energy. You're a very strong-willed person and you wanted things to go in your own way again and again and again. So you try to actually go against the flow a lot of the times. That created a lot of imbalance between your feminine and masculine energies. That made you feel like you were kind of trapped, but all you needed to do was actually change your perspective. So there were many occurrences in your life that push you towards like balancing your feminine and masculine energies. And the best way for you to do that is actually start switching your perspective towards with a masculine energy, with the feminine energies. Maybe you're quite like into learning of them or into understanding how do they apply into our day-to-day regular lives, or how their imbalance or balance manifests into our reality. So all these challenges were actually also there for you to master the balance between your feminine and masculine energies in this lifetime. And with the Empress in reverse and the Queen of Swords in reverse, that again gives me that feminine and masculine energy, because I believe that you might have those thought patterns that, okay, especially if you have been an overachiever, you might have been driven more towards your masculine energy. Like I always have to do, go, go, go. Like never take a break. Taking break is a useless. You lose time. You always have to be on the go. But then you recognize that you are receiving so little. You're not receiving the things that you are so much of deserving. Like you got like kind of like a bare minimum or like average in return, and you were like, I'm so tired, I can't just keep on doing it. So that was the energy of you going against the flow with the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. So you had to switch your perspective towards, yeah, being on my masculine energy, which is also not so balanced because it was on that divine masculine energy, is not effective, especially if I had this major divine feminine energy needs. So I had to also prioritize having a rest and being more gentle in the flow and switching my perspective towards what abundance is, like how much money, time, and connections and beautiful opportunities are basically available for me for my future. So basically, switching your mind from scarcity mindset to the abundance mindset is what needed to happen for you. That's why you've gone through this all like heavy journey and cleared a lot of your karma and probably ancestral lineage as well. Hence, the Empress here was in reverse with the Queen of Swords, because I believe that whenever you got hurt, especially around your feminine energy, that you weren't feeling safe enough to like relax into your feminine and be in the receiving mode, you might have a lot of like suppressed anger all along the years, and especially how you use your words when you just pushed towards your limits might have been quite, let's say, detrimental for some connections in your life. So you actually had to learn how to use your words in a healing way, especially for yourself as well. So that was one of the reasons why you've gone through all these hardships too. Hence the importance of your throat chakra. Like your throat chakra is a healer, and you are a healer, and your throat chakra is your biggest tool towards your healing and healing of others. Yeah, clarifying Four of Cups in reverse, like all these spilled things, all these spilled cups, and we have no spilled cups in here, all these empty cups and empty bottles in here. Like you learn not to basically, let's say, how does it call, like you learn not to worship or cherish the empty cups in here. You learn how to look at what the universe is actually ready to give you and offer you. And you could have only done that by basically balancing your energies and balancing especially your feminine energies and being more eased up in the receiving mood of the feminine energy. Okay, let's get back to basically hyping up group number one, spirit. Give me one or two cards. Okay, two cards. Oh, group number one, you needed to release a lot. You might still be under a time right now in your life that you are a bit going, let's say, I'm hearing incognito, but you might not want to see much people. You might just want to isolate yourself. And if that is the thing, then the reason is basically you are really rejuvenating. Know that you are going to have a big leap of faith and kind of like a big quantum leap and quantum jump in your reality. Did you heard that, like quantum jump? When I was trying to say jump, it was like so low. I guess like you kind of do not have any belief towards it, and I understand that, but it is going to happen. But the spirit is highlighting that your biggest strength is knowing when to release stuff, knowing that when they are not basically meant for you, knowing that when you needed to move on, and you do it with such grace. Like you have been always supported, you have been always protected, and like basically, even if you don't believe it, but everything you put your mind into and you put your energy into, they turn into gold. It's like a Midas touch. With you might have a heavy Sagittarius, especially in your like sun rising or moon or Venus, but they want me to quickly also check like this edition masters in here for Sagittarius. Okay, it says you need to love more. This is a wonderful time to start a course or study teaching. Don't be narrow-minded and start a week of gratitude practice. Okay, so definitely if you are going through this kind of like a rejuvenating period and you are releasing a lot of things at the moment and things are looking so stuck in your life, you have to start like switching back your energy up into maybe like journaling in the morning, like even 5 minutes. You do not have to do it for hours or half an hour or something, or like a gratitude journal. So you'll have to find your like some kind of like a morning routine, starting your day with uplifting your mood only for 5 minutes. Everyone has 5 minutes before starting their day. It's all about our priorities. And the other thing is that people love your laugh. They love your laugh and they love your smile. You bring up such an uplifting, like a positive energy into people's lives. And more than that, the wisdom that is in you, like when you just open your mouth, when you just start speaking, the people are just want to listen. It's like every time they talk with you, they basically learn something new if they're open to it. And our last card is Dance with Life. Do something to change your energy. Like, basically they're telling me that being in your energy is everything. It already changes people's moods up, it lights them up. Like when you speak, it's like so flowy, maybe like the tonation of your voice, or like even like how you just like move. Maybe you use your like a hands a lot, like maybe you have a lot of gestures and everything. So it just it just looks like a little bit of like a very synchronized dance for people, like how you move through life, how you just carry yourself. And these are actually the aspects that you do not recognize about yourself. So like the spirit is really just like they're like kind of they're telling me that they're kind of screaming and they're trying to really catch your attention about all these amazing qualities and everything you bring out to the table, because you have to own it, you have to believe in it, and your life is going to change in the blink of an eye when you did that. But group number one, so these are all I got for you, and I love these messages. I love your energy, and I'm sending you a lot of love and positive energy for the remaining of your week and the month. And I hope that you liked the reading. If you did so, like, I appreciate if you give the thumbs up and share with me like blue heart emoji down in the comments if you like make it until the end of the reading. And if you want to book a personal reading with me, because it's a general reading for me to connect with your energy better, you can basically book your personal reading by emailing me, and then we can basically get one on one, and you can find the details down in the description box. But I'm sending you a lot of love and hope to see you next time. Until then, take care of yourselves and see you next time. Hello, group number two. Welcome to your reading. So, if you have chosen this oracle cards, the Work Your Light oracle cards, then this is going to be your reading. And oh gosh, so there is a huge energy shift from group number one to group number two. So, I'm hearing badass. So, whether you own it, and probably like most of you own it or not, you are giving a badass energy. Group number two, it is such powerful, like you exude confidence. Like when people in your life or people know you want to be confident, or just need to give an example of someone confident, you are one of the first people that comes to their mind. Like you are the definition of confidence. Like you are like, okay, aka like group number two. Like if you want a confident person, go and observe group number two. Yes, and it is a quite unique confidence. Like it is authentic, unique, and quite like sharp, like in a sense that you do not hold yourself back about expressing your opinions, about being who you are, saying the things you want to say. Like if you're at a party, let's say, no, for some reason it's coming, or if you're like at a gathering at your friend's house and you just feel like, you need to leave, you want to leave, and you quite listen to your intuition as well. You're like, hey, like I'm out. Like, and you don't hesitate. Like you present your needs, your opinions in a very natural way, even if you know that like some people might not like it. You're like, okay, so what? Like like my needs are more important. Like basically you're very aware of the people who needs to be in your life and who supports you are going to do it regardless. Oof, okay. I love this like throat tracker because opening right now, because with the group number one there was a lot of blockage. I had to drink like half of my water. You can see it is so black, but like you can see a little line there. And then I don't drink water much. I should, but like yeah, thanks to them I drink it. But with you it is a lot, like it's a lot relaxed because you do not have so much or at all. I don't feel like throat chakra blockage. So okay. Oh, one thing. I love this energy group number. So you are literally giving me confidence. So you are going to have a channeled song. Probably you know the song, but I'm going to attach it next to your timestamp. It is "You Should See Me in a Crown" by Billie Eilish, and I just like check also the repeating part, and it's like, how was it going? So you should see me in a crown, gonna run this nothing town. I'm gonna make them bow one by one by one. So it's like, you can just take over the world literally. And I believe that you might have some quite like Aquarius in your chart, and I don't know, like in one of your like big planets. I don't even know what a big planet is, but I'm just talking. So, Saturn, I'm hearing. I don't know if it's like around your Saturn or Jupiter, like quite like opposite signs, but like Aquarius is like quite dominant. If it's not in your like a sun rising, moon, or like a Venus, it is quite prominent, because you are ruled by that energy. You don't follow the crowds, you make the rules. You don't follow any kind of rules. And then when you see that something is actually like, no, like that does not make sense. You say it out loud, and also you say it what would make sense. Because I mean, you're like, if I have any information that like I think that it is true, which most of the time it is, then why would I not like share with anyone else? Like they had to learn it as well. They had to know what is true as well. So it's like amazing energy right now. I feel like so energized by your presence, group number 2. Thank you so much for being here. And for a very weird sense, I don't feel like, guys, I have to use the cards right now actually to dive into your energy or you like read your energy. I guess like I will just start with the tarot cards before getting into your oracles, but I guess that is just going to be some kind of like a additional like a tools for you, basically like complementary things or like a visual things. But as I said before, you're extremely intuitive, and I'll put them back. You're extremely intuitive, and like you make the rules and people want to follow. We have Seven of Swords in reverse. Oh, I love this representation in here because like you can see these mermen in here. Basically, they found out like one kind of like a, it's not even like a treasure chest, but like a box, and it's full of swords. And they're actually trying to understand what it is. They do not know what the swords are. So it seems like you haven't actually surrounded, or you keep just seeing other people who does not know basically the the intensity and the power of the words that they hold. And you can see the ignorance, and it makes you like frustrated. Like you don't get like angry, but it's like in a sense that you're so sharp and you just don't have enough patience for some silliness in life. Like a time is so precious, and there are some like a basic things in life, like a basic rules, like a bare minimums, and how on earth that people are not aware of that. Like I mean, like if you come to that age, how are you not still aware of that? Seriously, do I have to teach you? Is the vibe that I'm getting from you. And I don't talk like this is not my like a mm, regular operating energy. So there's a lot of frustration around your energy because you don't feel like your visions and your big values and everything is not easily understandable by the others. Like they do not understand it, and you're like, how else I can make myself more digestible? Like that's not my purpose, but I also want to feel that the things that I'm putting it out there is actually like, easily understandable somehow. Like, I do not want it to be so easily understandable by everyone, but at least for the majority of the people that I see around me. So you might be having a hard time to disconnect with other people, and you always feel like, oh my god, like okay, I'm going to say it like, do I have to dumb myself down? Like, for you to understand people is kind of an energy of, okay, group number 2, let me know if like this is really your energy, like if it's like really resonating with you up until this point. And I usually say it at the end of the reading, but if that is resonating with you up until this point, like please like leave a heart emoji, like a white heart emoji, basically down in the comments. So I don't know that it was actually resonating with you. Or tell me if it's not. Because like this is a quite like distinctive energy, because I guess that you're going to know if it's not your energy. So you can just basically switch the pile or check for another reading. So let's have the group number 2 up. I guess like you also need to feel on, okay, there was justice that come in reverse but didn't quite come. I guess you guys need you might not want to accept it, but like you guys also need some kind of like a reassurance. I felt like you are actually understood because you have a lot of knowledge, you have a lot of wisdom you want to give, you want to share, you want to just, you are revolutionaries, you are the trailblazers, and you want to be known by it, but you're not quite felt like maybe this is not your era, like people are not ready for you yet. But I mean, they're just telling me that were people ready for, I don't know, Elon Musk, where they were ready for Steve Jobs. So like, you just make people ready, you know, you don't wait for them to be ready. Oof. Yeah, like I'm not I'm not getting cards like for group number one, they were all over. The sun in reverse. Let's get one more card. Let's hide group number two, spirits. You are star seeds, group number two. You're indigo children. Some parts star seeds, indigo children, or you have like reincarnations if you believe in that. So, which I believe that you do in different, like also timelines, different planets. The thing is that you have a lot of knowledge and wisdom, and you are here to share them, but you're not quite sure in which form to share it to make people understand, to make it digestible. Like I guess this is one of your hardships in this lifetime, to understand like how to resonate with people, how to relate to people, because there might be many things in this world that you don't make any sense of it. You're like, why things have to be in this way? Let's say that in a very, very regular thing, if people are just working from 9 to 5 and just like literally hating their jobs, and they keep complaining day after again and again, and they seem to be doing nothing about it, and you're like, why the hell on earth? Like, you said like you don't like it every day. Like, you kind of like invest quite a precious amount of time to acknowledge that it's something you hate again and again, which is an incredible waste of your time if you're not doing anything. And I see that you're doing nothing. So why on earth? You can't just understand, you can't just seem to understand all these like mind traps that the people are in this world, because the world is just full around fear and ruled by fear, and love, unconditional love, acceptance, joy, all these like amazing like high frequency energies are actually quite feared by people to feel, and they're even ashamed by just feeling those kind of feelings. So you're like, what am I into? Like, oops, kind of like a thing. And I'm not sure if you're familiar with the term, but it's also coming, walk-ins. So some of you, maybe like a small portion of you, had some near-death experiences, because when this happens, actually our souls could switch places with a destined and agreed souls. It means that you might not actually remember some part of your life, and I'm kind of quite getting chills, and it's a little bit hard to talk about. Maybe that's a very like precious memory for you that holds yourself, and you don't want to revisit so much. So they really want you to get Akashic Records reading for around it, or if like even like from the YouTube. I don't remember if I've done that. I really don't remember. I guess I have a past life reading. You might check it, but like if you don't want to like get it from someone that you trusted, you can even like check for some pick cards about the Akashic Records, and there are amazing readers out there as well. And I might do that too maybe sometime. But with the walk-ins, if you have been through some kind of like a near-death experience, what happens is that that soul that was living inside of your body at the moment, they agree to switch places with you at a certain occasion. So it happens. You basically like a switch places, and hence that happens. You might actually lost the memory for some chunk amount of time in, I don't know, until that time, if it's in your childhood, if it's in your teenagers, whatever is that. So you might like the people around you might like actually tell you or make you comments, especially if it happens around a little bit later after the childhood, that you've changed, or your preferences have changed, the foods that you want to eat change, how you see the world, how you present yourself, your energy, you feel different. Yeah, I say that in the Wheel of Fortune. So yeah, some of you like maybe you want to like look for those terms, like if you're not familiar with the star seeds, indigo children, and walk-ins, they're definitely parts of you here. What's the Wheel of Fortune? The energy that also, group number 2, we have the Justice in reverse here now. Okay, and the World in reverse. So you go against the seasons, group number 2, and I will just like burn this Palo Santo a little bit. You go against the seasons, and I guess that now I'm just getting to a little bit of a calmer energy, because I believe that if you're resonating with this message right now, we actually hit some kind of like a spot that was quite close to your heart, that you do not talk about it ever, or not so often. So you are such a bright light, but you do not share that bright light with everyone so freely, so like gently. You have an incredible soft spot for the animals. You have an incredible connection with animals. Like you might have some even like reincarnation in some kind of like animal kingdoms, and you have an incredibly deep connection with maybe like Atlantis. You might want to just listen some messages from Atlantis as well. I guess, oh, I love her, the like Lexa de Leo. I believe that she might have messages around that one, like messages from Atlantis. I don't remember, but there are a lot of big card readings and such amazing readers out there if you want to listen, because you have a deep connection with the sea and the ocean, like underwater, like you have reincarnated there. There are messages out there to be found for you there. And basically, when you talk with people, you do it a lot, whether you like people or not. You do it a lot, and it just like opens up a portal in there, like mind that, gosh, is that possible? Really? So they every time like learn something new, and they're actually a little bit spooked, like most of the times, by the things they might not want to accept that first, and that might be the hardest part for you in this lifetime. Like, how am I going to make it more digestible? Because like I incarnated as a human being, and I have this need to basically, belong to some community, like regardless of the fact that how much of an introvert we are, or how comfortable we are feeling by being our own presence, we still like need a community. It's in our biology to survive. So the Wheel of Fortune and the Justice reverse, clarifying that you bring justice to so seemingly unjust situations. Like you might be excellent lawyers, literally. I'm not sure if you're in the field of law, maybe some of you are, or I'm hearing real estate. I'm not sure how, but you might be actually defending, some minorities, whether it's like helping with the charities, or like, I don't know, if you guys are at a situation that you have no basically financial issues, that you needed to put conscious effort about like improving it, or if that's not your concern, I believe that you might be actually using your time, I'm sorry, unconsciously, to help the unfortunate people, let's say, or the unfortunate, like if it's in the animals, maybe you are like a volunteer at animal shelters, or also like for the people, maybe for the homeless, or you're just actually like, if you have abundance of money, maybe like you're actually investing in it, in some kind of like, not the corporations, but some events, some charities that where the money is actually going to and what they're going to. Maybe you have that kind of like organization and you're like at the head of it, or you have actually some kind of like a thing to say. Maybe you work there, so you actually have some kind of like influence, because like this Wheel of Fortune gives me vibes of like you can steer the wheel. You have a thing to say, or a lot to say, and whatever you say matters, so it changes the course. So you literally changes the course from like injustice to the justice. Very interesting energies. So they're like describing me to you, like, because at the beginning, oh yeah, Ace of Pentacles, and this is like a big treasure chest. I believe that you guys are quite abundant, when it comes to your finances, because you are coming from an abundance mindset. You are not resonating with the scarcity fear mindset that I was feeling a lot with the group number one. You are not resonating with it, so you do not have those blockages to bring those kind of financial abundances into your life. You don't resonate with basically being a slave or just working like 8 to 7 or the 12 hours a day. For some cultures they do that just to get the bare minimum. You're like, no, 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 no. Like, you have some unconditional paths you're following in the world, which is quite normal for you, but you're like, why do other people don't do that? Like, why are they living with the bare minimums in here? So you're not there. You're not resonating with that. You have quite an abundance of energy, but your struggle in this lifetime is actually to find those people that are going to understand you and how to relate to people. But the high priestess in reverse, yeah, like you might be also quite into, you're extremely intuitive, and you might be quite into, let's say, magic, or like doing some kind of like a rituals around the moon, in order to manifest things into your reality. But at the same time, some of you guys might be also like, I feel like you guys have, that you have those like very open channels to the spirit and all kinds of spirits. So you're not afraid of like lower vibrational entities or like a higher vibrational entities as well. So you might be actually working with both or channeling through both, and you know your way around it as well as what's coming. Yeah, like, you think that things are not black and white. So there are also many wisdom that we can learn from, let's say, lower vibrational entities. Like, as long as you're protecting yourself, you know that how you're doing it. Especially in those times when you need to like soul search, go and find some answers, you might actually be turning towards some way, some means, some energies that most people would not prefer to, let's say. Interesting, like, if that makes sense. Does it make sense? Okay. So let's hype group number two up, because I feel like you don't need this hype up. Like in the intro, I cut my own words, but like in the intro, I was saying that like, let the spirit bring those messages for like tapping into your like the utmost authentic confidence and stuff, and you are exuding confidence, so I'm not so much hyping you up in here. You do not need that much. Believe in impossible. Okay, is there anything more, spirits? Okay, interesting. We have end of a tough cycle approaches with the full moon and Capricorn. There is some like a Sagittarius and Capricorn energies in your vibe as well. Like, especially, you are an incredibly hard worker soul, and more than hard worker, like, you don't like exceed yourself, like work up until a point that you're going to burn out. No, you know your limits, but your mind never stops working. And this actually comes with like your connection with the star seeds and the other systems that you reincarnated from. You have soul tribe there, and you are receiving a lot of downloads. You're receiving a lot of downloads, especially they need to be shared out with this world, and they're going to like shed a light towards like breaking down all of our like toxic norms and structures, like how we navigate through the life, what we value as a humanity, and what we devalue as a humanity. They all need to be upgraded and changed in greater extent, and you're a big part of it in here. Hence, you had to believe in the impossible. You might see the bigger picture, and seeing that bigger picture might have make everything even look harder, because you understand it in a greater extent. You see how hard to bring that change into the reality at a bigger extent, because you understand people's limitations more than they do understand themselves, and you can understand the greater extent how this could be the biggest block that you are not sure how to overcome, because you have been nearly trying it in your like majority of your life. So, oh, sorry. Yeah, so Your biggest challenge in this lifetime is to believe that your vision is going to come true. I'm not sure if it's going to come true in a sense that you're actually going to see this biggest shift that you were envisioning in your mind, but you're going to see parts of it. And yeah, end of a tough cycle approach is definitely like people see you as extremely resilient. You can just like make everything that you want in life, and you do not want traditional stuff as they do. So you're quite a revolutionary people person. And oh, Imara, okay, Imrama, let's read that one. But people also feel in your energy that actually anything is possible. Like you literally shift their energies. You might be feeling that it is hard to connect with people. They do not get me. They do not understand me. They do not see my visions. But believe me, group number two, by them being in your presence, regardless of how ignorant you might see them as me, how unawakened you might see them as me, as a, regardless of how unawakened you see them as, you create big shifts in people's lives when they interact with you. This is one part of your soul purpose, hence I keep saying star seeds. And Imrama is your last part. Where are you being called journey to? I will definitely need to read that. And you might want to actually look out for this one as well. Like search it a little bit. Okay, this is not in the, yep, this is not in alphabetical order. Oh, I found it. Yes, 98. So, okay, in Rama, it says that the Celtic world, no, the Celtic word Imrama means a journey of the journey of the soul, a voyage on which we don't know where we are going, but our souls knows the way. If you pull this card, you are either being called on a soul journey or you are already on one. It could be to a physical ancient place or metaphoric. When we journey to places that our soul remembers, a shift takes place, both within us and the planet as well. You are being called to journey to a place that is sacred to your soul. Perhaps it is to journey to the world's sacred sites, or called to cross country, climb a mountain, lie on the desert floor, or drink from an ancient well. There are places to see and old friends to meet. I see spontaneous pilgrims in your future. If a physical voyage isn't possible, journey through the portal of your heart. Follow the invisible soul trail and willing to explore. Be willing to explore. Maybe read a book or watch a movie about a sacred time or place, or perhaps you are being called to study an ancient lineage or body of work. Whatever your circumstances, your soul is ready to journey deep. And your work activation message, like I'll just put it down. Can you see it? Is it focusing? So you might just take a picture of it, and I will also read this. It says that may seeds of light long ago planted begin to rise. I am ready to remember ancient secrets from lands that my soul knows from times past. May I be held by ancient lineages that my soul has served, and remember that I don't have to do it all alone. You definitely do not have to do it all alone. You have such big support around you, and you are bringing an immense amount of change towards where you want to go. Like, you might love to travel, and if you have been holding yourself back from travel, then this is a sign for you that all these places you wanted to go, your soul was calling into, there was a reason behind it, and you should do that. And yes, so group number two, these are all the messages I got for you. I hope that the like a message resonated. If they did, if you watched it until the end, please leave this like white heart emojis in the comment down below. I would love to hear from you. And if you like the reading, please do give it a thumbs up. It really helps me and I appreciate that a lot. If you want a personal reading with me, you can email me and you can find the details down in the description box below. But I am wishing you an amazing rest of your week or month until I see you next time, and where will take care of yourselves. Until then, bye bye. Hello, group number three. Welcome to your reading. If you have chosen this Mermaid Tarot cards, then this is going to be your reading. And I would like to start by sharing with the channeled messages that I got from Spirit when I was connecting with your energy. Like, first of all, the Palo Santo is still like basically cleansing the energies and like burning in here for your cards. So you really need a perspective shift when it comes to your life, when it comes to yourself, your capabilities, your abilities. So with this reading, I am really aiming to like hype you up in a way that you needed it for a long while, that you didn't know that you needed that kind of like a hype up before. It's more than a hype up, that you need to upgrade your level of confidence and how you view yourself into the world. I feel like I have to, like, I usually do not speak like this. It's more of like a gentle like sound intonation that I have when I talk with people. But I really feel like I have to like upgrade um how I represented myself, how I represent myself in the world for people to make listen to me. That might be the energy that you are basically in, and you might be exuding. Like, there was an image that is basically given to me by spirit. I saw a very dark room, a little boy. It might be a girl, but it felt like a little boy. So there, it represents like not a gender but like a masculine energy. For me, it was literally like chained by like a two like wrists onto a wall, like a big, a little bit like a thick ones, and basically he was there on the floor. It is quite sad. I never seen like basically vision like this, but it tells me that your confidence and your inner security has taken a big toll on you since you were a kid. Like, something might have happened, some very prominent event in your childhood that might have happened and taken away all of your confidence away. You might feel like you needed people basically all the time to tell you what to do, what is correct, what's not correct, what path to follow. Like, you might have felt like a big chunk of your childhood, especially looking out for external validations from other people, especially the closest people in your life, like family members and so on, which are the very people actually make which are the very people actually take away your power, and just giving that power away by like a little portions, as if like they are doing like a big favor for you, but they are not. Like, there was one specific certain event you might have even like erased from your memory that happened, and that is the main issue that actually take your confidence away. Like, before I even delve deep into the cards, I would like to ask you group number for you right now. And can you please like take even like a paper and pen and write three memories that comes to your mind right now? And we are going to start with the first one. So can you tell me and then write down, not like tell me, but like, can you write down the first memory that comes to your mind when you think of a time that you were not good enough? What's the first memory that comes to your mind that you felt like you were not good enough? Just write it down to a paper. Like, you do not have to think or contemplate so much upon it. And that might be a memory actually. Maybe like if you're going like backwards in time, then it might be a little bit closer to your like a recent timeline. It doesn't have to be, but like a first memory comes to your mind that make you felt like you were not good enough. And then after you write it down, I'd like to ask again the same question for you. What is the other memory? If you go back a little bit backwards in time, what is the other memory that you felt like you were not good enough? And after you write it down, what was the third memory you felt that you were not good enough if you go back a little bit further in time? After you write them down, could you also see and answer to yourself, why were you feeling not good enough on all those times. Because when we do not feel our worth, we tend to seek out for those external validations from every kind of sources, and we not might but we give away our power to any people or circumstances, anything that is basically happening in our lives. Yeah, we might give away our power basically, to any kind of circumstances or people. So I just like you to contemplate upon a little bit more, like what had made you felt that this way. That if you're resonating by lacking confidence and not being decisive about your decisions, because we make decisions because we do have those needs, so we have to fulfill some needs. Like we are all intuitive beings, whether we believe on it or we operate on that frequency or not. We all are intuitive beings. Even the most like not awakened people, they do have intuition and they follow it at times. So when we feel like our body, mind, spirit needs something, we make decisions accordingly. But if you haven't developed that kind of like a uh inner guidance within you, that you felt like you can trust on it, then you're going to just start second guessing your decisions and needs. Okay. Let's see, group number three. Spirit, please let us hype group number three up. Like, help them to regain their power. We have Ace of Cups in reversed. Okay. Let us get 2 more cards for group number three, please, to hype them up. You are such a beautiful and gentle soul. You do not recognize your own beauty, group number three. You have okay, I'm not sure how I'm getting it from this card, but you have such beautiful eyes. You might have quite big eyes. You like, they don't have to have like a specific color. Basically it might be at any color, but like you have such beautiful eyes that like people can see your soul through looking at your eyes, and it actually makes them feel a little bit spooked in a sense that it like you are so real. You are so amazingly real that people are not used to basically being in real energies, being in authentic energies, because like this world is just full of fear. That is how we operate in the world. And then we, of course, like if you're operating through like a fear dominated society, you have to suppress a lot of parts of yourselves, and this is what you have been taught, but you weren't understanding it. And like a big part of you, which is so authentic, was like literally create, it was just creating a friction within your soul, because your soul is not meant to fit in. Do not dim your light to fit in any kind of circumstances ever. It was never you, it was them. Like literally, I said it in group number one. Maybe like if you felt drawn to group number one, you might want to go and listen. There might be some messages there, maybe some progressive messages there as well. But group number three, you were never meant to fit in. The thing is that, okay, they want me to tell that those people who have taken away your power, taken away your confidence, they have their own karma. They have their own karma, and you do not need to worry about it. You are such a beautiful and unique soul that your expression is like everything in this world. Like you're not meant for everyone. You're not everyone's cup of tea, and you do not ever meant to be. You're meant to be filled your environment with the souls that are going to resonate with you. You do not try to be like someone else, or try to act like you like certain topics to talk about or contemplate about just to feel a sense of belonging. It's not going to be you. You have to be yourself. You have to like honor your needs and the things you love to do, the things you like to talk about, what gives us sparks to your soul, what ignites your creativity, what you do not like, what you cannot stand. Yes, even those things, you have to talk about them, so that you can actually start attracting souls into your life that are going to resonate with you. You have been dimming your life your whole life. You should stop it. Like you have to embrace your own uniqueness. Like, can you see how amazing this Ace of Cup is? You are this cup. And basically, you have been trying to give this amazing energy of yours to anyone. Like, do you really think that everyone is worthy of this? Can you see how amazing is this? Like, can you see your own beauty, both internal and external? Believe me, even if you are not aware of it, people are. People see it. People are not blind. Like, you have such a natural beauty that you never even have to, like, let's say, like, do something extra. Of course, anyone can just like dress up, put makeup on, etc. But like, you are naturally beautiful. Even when you just like wake up, like all the hair messed up, you're in your PJs, you just go out like that, and people are going to turn. You are going to turn heads. Yes, that is the energy that you're exuding and you're giving, and that has been taken away from you. People did not acknowledge the beauty that you have, both within and externally, because they were so afraid of the amazing light that you exude, they didn't know how to handle it. So the best way to do that was actually dim that light. You are beautiful inside and out. If someone or if anyone has ever tried to like dim your light by trying to make you feel like undermined, even like intellectually, or like they try to gaslight you, or they try to manipulate you emotionally, even like by saying things like, no, you're not pretty enough, or that part of you is not good enough, but the other people are better. Oh no. Hold to hell no. They knew it. They knew how amazing you were. They knew the parts, like they knew the parts of you. You're going to so much like you're just going to like, be better than them. You are already better than them, but like if they would have acknowledged the parts of you, they were afraid that you're going to know that you can make better than them, you can do better than them. Like, no, like if you knew that they are not for you, if you know that you're a lot better without them, then you would have leave them. And then what were they going to do without you? Like, you had this like amazing energy you exude, that energy vampires could be like so easily drawn to, and they need that energy. If it's not going to be you, if it is not going to be you, they are going to find another victim, basically. So they needed your energy. All these people that acted like, you are not good enough, or like they could they could do better than you, and then only if you could have been like this, or only if you would have been interested in this, if you would have learned about this more, blah blah blah. So it was all because they needed you. Like, as distorted it is, and as like ironic or sad it is, it is because they needed you. They just did not want to admit that, because they could have never admitted that with that emotional immaturity that they have. You are healing a lot. Give yourself some grace, group numbers, but you are amazingly gentle souls. Can we clarify this? Oof, yes. Okay. Oh my god, like, you had to defend yourself a lot. Do you have some kind of like a childhood friend group number 3 that was always beside you? Maybe like you had your ups and downs somehow. It doesn't have to be like childhood, but like it might be from like years ago still, that they were always there for you, because there's some energy here. Either that's your spirit guy or someone in the physical realm with you already, who defended you always. Like, even when you were not in the room, I'm just like, it's going to make me cry, literally. Like, that person stood up for you, literally. Like, oh, I'm not sure if that's a family figure, friend. I was just getting heavy friend vibes before, but like, you you have been defended in the environments, in the rooms that you had no idea about. You did not know what was happening. Like, oh, like I'm really getting teared up around this. Like, this is like, this such like beautiful energy. Like, if I feel like you also need to know how amazingly protected you are. Like, especially like especially by your spirit guides, like in the, like you are protected in the physical realm, and these people who are actually protecting you, who are coming like out from the blue and just being a beautiful light for you, they're also sent by spirit. They're also your spirit guides, yes, spirit guides, yes, in the physical form. And you're also very much like protected in the spiritual realm as well. Like Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, this person might be. And even if they are a female, they have such a masculine energy. Like they have such an authority. Or if you have a loved one that has passed on when you were so young, or even before you born, you never knew them, they were always with you in the spirit. Let's hype the group number 3. The Magician in reverse. That tells me a lot of trickster energy in here. You were always about them, always. And the Chariot in reverse. There was a lot of imbalance between like feminine and masculine energies. Like if you have been more towards like leaning onto your, let's say, feminine energy or the masculine energy, you might have been shamed by it. Which one? Okay. And the Star in reverse. So that tells me that a lot of healing needed to happen, especially, and still needs to happen, especially when it comes to your masculine and feminine energies. The fact is that when you feel that, whenever you felt that you are not good enough, whenever you felt that you are not fitting in any kind of like a box of circumstances, anything, it's because you were not meant to, because those people were not for you. Those environments for you to grow up, not to stay in. You had to grow apart from those environments. If some of you are still in those environments, you have to relocate and change and find basically new connections. And this is something already spirit wants to bring into your life if you have not already yet. I only have one more clarification for the Magician in reverse in terms of hyping you up. Okay. Group number 3. Okay. I don't know. Like I feel like there, in your family, in your lineage, you have been passed down multiple spiritual gifts that you are not aware of. You haven't been told at all. You can read, you have clear, you have clear cognizance. I believe that clear cognizance is that knowing, like seeing the future, knowing the future. You might be getting like prophetic dreams. You might have to write them down. They are actually coming true, and you might have actually experienced that, but you might try to like maybe undermine it, or there was no one around you to just tell you what it was and give enough credit for you for that. And you have to regularly actually cleanse your energy, maybe even after your dreams, because like if you're not cleansing your energy, then you might be actually exposing yourself to the energies that might be draining away from you, especially if you have night terrors, especially if you have constantly having nightmares. Just protect yourself. Even like get a dream catcher that I'm hearing, and I'm not quite sure about like how it actually works. I know that it just like basically traps negative energies and like protects you before they like reached out to you. And they're saying that that's basically the whole point. But like you can also like sleep under your, like a pillow under your bed, even like with some couple of rose quartz. And if you have some kind of like a crystals that might just make you harder to sleep, like third eye opening crystals, or like upper chakras like amethyst or stuff, maybe you actually want to like put them a little bit more away onto the corners of your room, not so closer to your bed, so that you're not going to like let yourself be so vulnerable. It's not like bad, but like so open to all kinds of like a spirit channels when you're not like protecting yourself enough, because you are an extremely open channel and source that you haven't just recognized how to use it yet. Let's clarify the Magician, please, Spirit. What are those spiritual gifts that the group 3 is just like undermining or not even aware of? This is too much. Okay, they're telling me it's here actually. What are those spiritual gifts? It's like, whichever energy you're resonating by operating more, I feel like you're more towards a feminine energy. And that part, if it's the feminine energy, then you don't know how to exactly use a feminine power. If it's the masculine part, you haven't yet recognized how to mainly use that masculine power to manifest your dreams into reality. I'm going to talk more about the feminine energy right now. If you are more leaning onto your feminine energy as your natural frequency, which means that you feel comfortable about, let's say, you feel burnout if you're always on the merge of doing something, or if you feel more comfortable about like staying at home, rejuvenating, being more creative, like a very straightforward things I'm talking about right now, regardless of your gender. And if you would actually love to receive without needing to put always some effort on to the physical realm, um, add some gentleness with it, some receptivity with it, then this is the feminine energy we are talking about. And you have not yet unlocked how to use it for your own benefit to manifest your dreams and the desires. You can do that in your dream state, but I feel like your dream state has been distorted a lot. So you might actually benefit from listening some certain frequencies. I'm hearing like 111. I'm seeing 111. That could be one thing. Even before you go to sleep, or if you want to listen it during your sleep, or unconditional love frequencies if you want to listen it. It's going to open up your heart chakra. Your heart chakra needs to open so that you can actually receive all these blessings you needed to receive. They're going to help you move forward, but right now you're feeling so stuck, and in order to unstuck yourself, you first need to open up your heart chakra. You have to work through more around your heart chakra and the lower chakras, your confidence around your basically solar plexus, and your creativity around and your connection to the divine feminine. I want to say, is it so, with the sacral chakra and your root chakra, and Archangel Michael could help you with that. Archangel Raphael, I'm hearing, with your heart chakra opening, because you are meant to utilize these gifts until the last point. Until the last point, really, I want to say. Okay, I will keep this one upright. You have such big gifts. Like, if you feel like someone in your family, whether it's your grandparents, like, or I don't know, cousins, like anyone, that they could give you some information, tell you some things about what kind of like a gifts you have, then, or what kind of things that they're interested in, not like what kind of gifts you have, but like, are they into, I don't know, seeing the future and clear cognizance? You might want to read on it if you haven't heard on it or don't know much about it. Or do they have some prophetic dreams, or did they know that their grandma, like grandmother of your grandmother or grandfather of your grandmother, whatever is that, like, know it? There's a lot of blocked energies in your energetic field, group number 3. That Spirit wants you to just, there's a lot of heartbreak. Spirit wants to help you move forward. Like, there's a lot of energy about being undermined. People did not see who the real you is. You have to keep burying all of your pain, layer under layer under layer under layer. Like, you have been in like empires that has been built upon pain. Like, you did not need to endure that. You did not need to been through that. There is a huge need and energy for you to know your own worth so that you can set your boundaries unapologetically, even with the universe. Tell the universe right now as one of your affirmations. I was telling in the group number 1, please go and listen group number 1 if you're still up until this point of the reading. And also, if you're still up here, like, leave a red heart emoji below down so I know that this reading resonates with you actually. And I can actually delve more into the self-healing journey readings for you if that's something you would love. But okay, what I was saying, yeah, please go and listen group number 1, because I have been mentioning there about like gratitude journals, and yeah, gratitude journals and journaling up in the morning, even like only 5 minutes. You do not have to do it for hours, half an hour or something. Everyone has a 5 minute in their day before they starting their day. So you can write some affirmations basically in your journal. And one of them has to be basically, if you resonate with it, and you can put your own words. I know my worth, and I set my boundaries with the universe. I am not going to be put in any situations from now on anymore that will take away from me and give nothing back in return. I will only accept to be treated equally, if not more. I deserve to receive more than I give back. Write these affirmations however they resonate with you, because you have to set boundaries with the universe as well. Like, it's not about, like, yes, how we speak, our words is literally casting spells out into the universe, but also our actions and our thoughts, what we believe that we deserve, universe gives us back. So if we have this like a lack mindset about, like, I'm not worthy enough, like, I don't think like I should have that, why do I even have to have that, how is it even going to happen for me, unfortunately that is how the universe is going to respond to you. Even if you are so sad, even if you do not want it, it is not what universe is going to respond to. Oh, like they're sad, oh they do not want it. It is going to respond to your energy. That's why you have to basically start setting boundaries unapologetically. And the best way to do this is actually seeing your worth. Please just answer to those questions I asked you out in the beginning. Three of Wands. It just exudes me confidence. Like, when you step into your confident era, when you start seeing yourself from the eyes of the spirit, you are unstoppable. You are unstoppable. Tell us, spirits, like, once group number 3 step into your own confidence, how are they going to be received? Ooh, to the world. Oh, like, you will be the embodiment, like a walking embodiment of a divine feminine energy. Your beauty is, oh my God, it's a showstopper. It still is. But then you're going to be extremely confident that the world is your oyster. Like, it's a siren energy that you haven't tapped in yet. You are a siren. Like, you can speak words into people's minds and they're going to be convinced. Literally, I'm saying that. And half of it is coming with your looks and your beauty, and that's why you're that beautiful. That's why you're that shining. Like, your hair, your eyes, and everything about you. I'm not sure if some of you have like orange hair or like a reddish. It's amazing. It is amazing. Everything about you, like your energy, you're going to recognize your damn power. Like, you are so powerful. That's why you had to be like suppressed that much, because people didn't know how to handle it. So unfair. You have such amazing connection also with like the altar. Maybe like your ideal place to live happily ever after is like somehow next to any kind of like ocean, altar bodies. How are they going to be perceived when they step into your own confidence and power, spirit, group number 3? How are they going to be perceived? The Fool, you will be unstoppable. Like, you will just start taking, can you see how upwards all these cards are? You will start taking actions by just listening to your intuition, and you will always be provided. You will always be provided. People are going to be like, how are you this lucky? How always everything fucking works out for you? I'm sorry for my cursing. How's everything always works out for you? How can you do that? Like, how can you just take your little beautiful bag and just leave? Nothing else. You haven't planned, you haven't thought of this option, and then it worked out for you. How on earth? People are going to be like, what? Because you deserve it. Because because it's in your energy. Yes, it is. Do we have a flipped card? Yes. King of Wands. You will be the definition of confidence. You will be the confidence with kindness, with generosity. You know, like, basically, you know, the responsibility and accountability that comes with that confidence, that comes with that power. You are such a natural leader, group number 3. You just need to recognize it within you. This is my permission for you to go and shine from now on. Seriously, own it. Own it. Anyone who did not want to see you shine was threatened by your power. And that is all. That literally is all. Definitely in the tough cycle approaches. You never needed to bear that much. Never. So, yeah. You might be a Capricorn, like Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. There might be like a heavy Saturn returns that is happening for you. Oh my God, group number 2 got these 2 cards. Okay, what do you need to release? So you are releasing a lot. You have been healing a lot, and healing is one of your superpowers. And the best way and the most easy way for you to do that is when you connect with your divine feminine energy. Please, like, read or listen a lot more about like divine feminine energies, like their superpowers, and how can you start basically embodying divine feminine energy into your regular life. One of them, the best ways to do that, one of the best ways, at least until I know, I don't know like many things, is going to be basically starting to adapt into an abundance mindset rather than scarcity mindset. And one of the affirmations that you can actually use, and I'll also want to just keep utilizing in my day-to-day life, is that there is abundance of money out there for me. There's abundance of time for me. I always have infinite amount of abundance that is waiting for me. The resources, the infinite amount of resources that's waiting for me. You never lack time. You never lack resources. You never lack money. They are all for you. You never lack love. You never lack connections. Everything out there is meant for you. You never miss anything. You are always on time. Always. Let's get your last card. And people see you as an amazingly hard worker as well. Because you are. And you never stop. You never give up. You are such a resilient soul. You never give up. And to be honest, people don't understand how. They might want you to give up at some point. But you know what? They are going to be the ones who are giving up, not you. You're just going to thrive. You're just going to shine even brighter. Oof. And with the Fool, I'm just going to put it there to the Fool. Leap. Yes. You go first and the universe will catch you. I will read that for you. And yeah, this is not an alphabetical order. Leap in the 72. You are closing up a big chapter in here. Okay, so the leap says that life bends for the courageous. The universe wants to support you, but first you need to leap, to throw your life up in the air. Perhaps you know what you are being called to leap towards or away from, but are scared to make the move. Or maybe perhaps you are waiting for a big fat sign or instruction manual or permission to do so. I gave you the permission. If this is the sign, then this card is your sign and permission to slip, to take a deep breath and leap into the unknown. It is scary to let go of all that we know and hope for something new. And it's normal to feel anxious at the thought of letting go of what we know for sure. But this is the unavoidable process of rising. And right now, this is how you are being called to live. Nature is constantly showing us how to live with courage. Fall comes every year and encourages the trees to loosen their grip, to allow what once was so full of life to fall away leaf by leaf. For a moment, it feels like nothing will grow again. But the branches are left bare without the comfort of what once was. So, but in the morn of the spring, new shoots begin to appear, and something new is born that is even more glorious than before. And your soul activation is you go first and take a good run up and leap. So you can repeat it to yourself. I'm going to like put it here as well. You go first, take a good run up and leap. I hope you could see that. Okay, group number three. I hope these messages were like hyping you up, made you realize your own power back again. Like you are so supported, you are so amazing, you are meant for greatness, and you are going there. So, these are all the messages I got for you, group number three. I hope you enjoyed the reading. If you did so, please give the thumbs up. I appreciate that. If you like a personal reading with me, you can find my information and my email address and the details down in the description box below. But I am sending you such big love and support and energy to your way to help you to get rid of all of this fear and take a leap into your unknown. But this is basically all I got for you, and wishing you an amazing rest of your week or month until we see each other next time. And take care.